This is a very old book in a sense, because it's from 2002. In that time there was a chain of book sellers called Borders, and I think they had that kind of label for their prices, you know. And as you can see, the price was like $19, $20, right? But in reality, I bought it for less than $5, because it's an old book from this kind of bookseller that went out of business because of Amazon, I think. In my opinion, this book is still good, because the truth is Nigel Davis is a famous author that has written a lot of opening books. Here he gives us a repertoire against the Sicilian, and he does it right. Why? Because he shows us the open Sicilian. He doesn't play something strange, you know, and that's kind of important in my opinion. The other thing that is important is that this entire repertoire is made on games, entire games that they offer. Shows us more than 50. In the end of the book you have the index of the complete games, so you can find what you need, and then there is an index of the variations. In the beginning of the book there is a way to study it, that here it's given by the author. Here we go. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, it says one, you need to familiarize, then you have to play it, these lines, then you should look up the lines and see, repeat step 2 and 3, then study the book more carefully, and then of course you adopt the repertoire in more serious games. So he also gives his wisdom as a trainer, right? So with that said, let's go to chapter 1, and we see a game by Kasparov. Kasparov is black because Kasparov has made c5 his own weapon, right? This game was played in Buenos Aires in a simul display, so a simultaneous game, in 1997. So white plays e4. White is a player called Spangenberg against Kasparov, right? c5, knight f3, d6, d4, c takes d4, knight takes d4, knight f6, knight c3, a6. So this is the Najdorf, right? g3, e5, knight d, e2. Obviously now he can go here because he can develop there. Bishop e7, bishop g2, and b5. Now this move is interesting because obviously it acquires space for black, but the thing is white is not gonna castle there, so I don't know if it's premature. Castle, bishop b7. So he wanted to develop the bishop on this diagonal. h3, knight b d7, g4. Wow, this is an interesting move. And b4, knight d5, knight takes d5, e takes d5, castle, and now we see why he played g4, because he wanted to play knight g3. But knight g3 is not only knight g3, it's the outpost that there is here that is kind of problematic, right? So how did he continue here? So this is knight g3. I cannot find it anymore. That's funny. Okay, sorry, it took me a time to find it. After knight g3 there is rook e8, and here it says, for the time being black avoids weakening his king side, but white also has possibilities on the other flank. Okay, so how does it continue? With a3, commencing queenside operation without further delay. It makes less sense to develop with bishop e3. Okay, a5, and here it says black's main choice is to decide which of these queenside pawns will be weak, and here it gives some lines. Let's see how we continue. Bishop e3, bishop a6. As this was Kasparov's choice, I will treat it as the main line, though black has tried a couple of alternatives. And here, of course, I show you the alternatives, which are queen c7 and bishop g5. Eventually, if you buy the book, which by the way is very cheap, you can read all these lines, right? Rook e1, queen b8, a takes b4, a takes b4, b3, and this is played to do what? To fix this pawn, right? Yeah. And here there is rook c8, queen d2, knight c5, and rook a2, and this is considered a good move. Here it says turning the screw by doubling on the a file. Black's position is already quite desperate. Wow, can you imagine? 1997, Black Kasparov was at the top of his form, and so it's amazing that in a simul he lost so badly. Bishop b7, and here there is rook a1, rook takes a2, rook takes a2, bishop a8, knight e4, knight d7, rook a4, queen c7, and rook a7. Very good. So he cannot take here, because after take takes this and this, I mean he loses a piece, right? It's a problem. So he played after rook a7, queen d8, knight g3, bishop f8, and queen takes b4, and the game is over. Here it says, although this game was played in a simul display, this victory is a noteworthy achievement for the white player. Yeah, definitely, I mean, but at the same time it was in a simul. So okay, I hope you enjoyed this game from Taming the Sicilian. and of course there are other 50 more games to go before we can say that we have a repertoire against the Sicilian, right? So thank you for watching, see you next time.